How are you all doing? Welcome to round 8. For some reason, I was hoping it would end today because I thought we'd do 2 rounds and we are done, but there's still one more round. Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know why I'm putting my mic here, but my mic is not being detected by my PC for some reason. Let's begin. Share my cup of coffee. I guess I'm just tired of seeing Sicilians this tournament, so let's just hope there are no more Sicilians this tournament. That's the best I can pray for. That there won't be any Sicilians tournament. Nice. Okay, quick jump. E4, knight f6, knight f3. Only one person has played my opening. The rest. Okay. There's a line that John Bartholomew recommended in one of his videos. And he did recommend, like, maybe it was something along these lines. But of course, here, if you do that, you allow this, which is something you don't want. Which is more or less likely that you would want it this way, more or less. Where did we get to? Oh, we didn't in fact get that line. I just thought he would be again going for that line. Huh. And here you have a choice of playing pawn push. But your opponent just respond in kind and then later on go a5. You compare the 2 pawns. This guy, even though this guy is passed, he has no supporters. So that could possibly be like good for white. You could do this, but this basically just opens the position up. And the rooks can come in and cause chaos on the second rank. Sorry. So it's not quite clear what we should go for here. Sorry, there's no position. I think that if white wants to create chances, white should definitely go like c5, supported with this. Again, this move I think is going to happen. Your opponent can't take, and it prevents your opponent from supporting the pawn. Sacrificing here does not help the situation. The only thing that can support this is this. Then again, we have to look at other options, right? I think this move has to be played in response. Let's say we have this. Or instead of bishop takes, can't really tell. Doesn't look convincing. It may just be good, but sometimes figure things out. Okay, so 2 moves are of equal value here. Taking and then pawn push. Taking, now that I see it, maybe something worth considering because of how well you seem to like hold the position. I don't think you would actually, I don't think you would actually want to play this. Oh wait, for a second I calculated that. I don't think you'd actually want to play that. I think to not complicate things, taking is the best option. but to create a lot of tension and to give your opponent something to think about, while like having a bit, while accepting a bit of risk, pawn push is good. What am I trying to say? Pawn push, now your pawn is on the 5th rank and just has 3 more squares to move to promote. If you take here, you now have to work on these 2 pawns, which are far back here. This is an easier position to deal with. This isn't. I mean, for white, yeah. If white takes here, he doesn't have to consider much. But if white plays pawn push, this pawn becomes a liability. That's the point I'm trying to make. So basically, it depends on what kind of player you are here. Again, this move is not, doesn't really create much, and I think black is happy having these positions. By the way, this is Bassem's game, so it's possible. I don't think you'd want to do this. This I don't think you'd want to do. It's not as solid. Once again, I didn't want to drop it there. Once again, the rook gains access into your square. If I think I know the kind of player Bassem is, he's going to play c5. Then again, if you just want to go for a solid, simple approach, we all know that it's going to take. But if I know who Bassem is, and I hope I do, he's going to go pawn push. He's definitely going to go pawn push. Once again, welcome to the stream. I'm Mason. This is PM Chess, where we cover mostly Ghanaian sports. IELTS plays chess. Welcome. Thank you for the raid. Lennon, thanks for the follow. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's good? Everything is good. Everything is good in the hood. If that's the best I can say. Thank you guys. Wilson, IELTS, what's up? Good to see you. How was your stream? How'd it go? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm great. We are just looking at the Africa International Chess Championships 2025 being played in Egypt right now. And as always, as we all expect, Bassem Amin is, why is my chat away with that? Bassem Amin is always just, he just wins this tournament. Last year he won it clear ahead of everyone. And he's doing the same thing again. Only problem is he's undefeated, but every draw loses him about 4 points. So yeah. How am I? I am good, Emmanuel. I am very good. I'm streaming both on Twitch and YouTube, so if you don't see a message from somewhere, it's either on the other side. Welcome, welcome everyone from IELTS Chat. How was the stream? What did you guys do today? Oh, nice, nice, great, 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 great. Well, it's a very Egypt-dominated tournament this time around, of course, because it's being held in Egypt. Not really much, not much representation from other countries, but there are some like big names or some promising names, like for example Michael Simpson, who I think is 16 or 18. I think he's 18. Yeah. So it's cool. We are just checking to see any interesting names that may pop up, right, from the not so well-known people. Especially the old guys. The Algerian guy, the 11-year-old Algerian guy. We saw him. Is it? No, it's not Mudwini. Yeah, I think it's Khalil or something. Yeah, it's him. You're watching from Zambia? Nice. The 16, the 11. Okay, I think I got it wrong. Back. Let's see. So this Tunisia. What am I? That's What's his name? My flags. Help me, my flags. Help me, my flags. Oh boy. Check this game yesterday. Why can't I remember his name? It's very sad. Algeria. What's his name? He was at 3.5, right? He's at 4.5. Nope. I think that was it, right? No! Ah, finally. Bilal lost to Bassem. I mean, if Bilal couldn't beat Bassem, then Bassem just automatically won the tournament. That's basically how I saw it. I felt like if Bilal did not win against Bassem or even draw against Bassem, then it was a foregone conclusion. And I think the only person he lost to is Bassem. Yeah. He basically has the same results as Bassem, except for the loss. Right? Just not easy. Just not easy. Anyways. The women's section is also going on, but for the women's section, I don't know many of them. The only name I know, I think, is the most well-known person because she streams, is Jessie February. I do know some of the names that I'm not like very well, I'm not like abreast with their names. Like Wafa, I have seen her. And then Lena Nazar, I have seen her as well. I don't know if that's the way to pronounce it. So yeah, we're taking a look at all the games. I started streaming not too long ago. So we're looking at the Bassem game, and here he's in this drawers position where he can choose to play a risky move which would put pressure on his opponent, considering the fact that the pawn is... Yes, I think Lena is also a streamer. I'm not so sure. Pawn push and pawn takes. They are just like two different... What do you mean by you're impressed there's internet over there? Are you saying that you are impressed that there's like strong internet or internet in general? Because that would be funny. Because there's definitely strong internet in some places in Africa. Okay. So I'm just suspecting that what's his name? Bassem is going to go c5 here, and we are deliberating c5, b4, and it may not be a good move, but the reason why b4 is a move I'm considering is you kind of prevent your opponent from playing pawn push, right? Defending or trying to put a pawn like A and then this, right? You kind of prevent your opponent from going for that option. That's kind of like what I'm looking at there. The next thing is you wouldn't want to go for some other options. Oh, wait, there are some moves. We have some moves. Promote to main line. Let's see. So after b5, what did we get? He took. Yes, like I mentioned, to have a simpler game, you want to take, right? You don't have to think so much in this position as compared to pawn push, right? Because pawn push leaves like a lot hanging, and you may not like that. So yeah, that's one. b3 and then knight to d4. So though the engine is claiming that this position is equal, there are some things to like consider, which is, for example, the pass pawn here. Depending on the end game position we get, it might either be considered strong or weak. They disappointed me. Yeah, c5 would have been very nice. C5 would have been very nice, but it's understandable why he didn't go for c5. I actually thought Bassem would be the type of player to go for c5, but it just goes to show he knows when to just play simple moves, right? But he's been playing crazy moves throughout. Now he just decides, hey, you know what, I'll play simple. I don't know about this move, right? You can play it, but I don't know how well you're going to go about it. Okay, that's Bassem's game. Let's see below. d4, knight f6, c4, e6. We have a queen's gambit decline coming up. Okay, you can put the names in Indian. b4, a3 takes, c5, f3, d5, e3 castles, takes, queen up. Okay. I get private that I've not seen this position. And I guess just castles here as white. So what do we have here? We have an imbalance of pieces. You think this is called the mock variation? I haven't heard. I think we always see the exact same variations going over and over again, but this I haven't seen. mock variation. Mock. I'm just assuming that the K is silent. That's why I keep saying mock variation. Mock variation. When they play F3, I mean, if you're supposed to follow like traditional F3 ideas, then G4 is always something you could do. But here, I think he's just going to go for, it's more of a central idea. Castles, and then you play like E4. Well, Sonia, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow. That's what it looks like it's going to be to me. I mean, would you even really want to? Because these pawns are very good at blocking the diagonal. So maybe you'd want to castle here. Nah, the bishop does make this whole idea make more sense. I'm trying to consider if maybe white would want to go for queenside pressure. This is the same-ish. Okay, I know same-ish for the king's Indian defense. That is d4, knight f6, c4, g6, knight here, bishop here, e4. This is what I know is the same-ish. I know, right? Too many names. This is what I know to be the same-ish. This is what I know to be the same-ish. Anyways, this is the current position. Sometimes chess is so annoying. It's annoying how e4, e5, then we go here. Sorry. We go here. Our opponent comes here. Then we go this way. Italian. Spanish. 3 knights. 4 knights. It's like, come on, bro. It's not that different, right? It's not that different. I don't think you want to go for this. This is more optically pleasing to me, right? This bishop to b2 is more optically pleasing to me. But I'm just really like hyper focused on playing on the queen side. For some reason, that's what I'm more focused on. Also because of the pawn structure, right? The pawn structure is facing towards the queen side. You could, still switch. Like this move opens up the bishop, and maybe there are some funny ideas you can play. But when it comes to things like this, I just leave it to I just leave it to the players to decide what they want to do and we'll look at it from there. With this move, the knight is forced to move like backwards, right? The knight is basically forced to move backwards here. So you can do sort of like a tempo thing here. Again, I don't think it's correct, but I'm just talking about like trying to create things, right? But I don't know if that's what you want to. E4 first, knight goes somewhere, and then you castle. And then we have F4, F5. Like I'm saying, you can't go for this queenside attack, right? And if you go F4, F5, you can always slide your queen here because your bishop comes in here. Your rook can also join the attack at some point. A very rich, very good position. Though it looks kind of boringish here, there's a lot going on. Queen C8. Can't really tell what black is going to go for apart from just developing the pieces. Can't really tell what he's supposed to go for. Just seeing if there's anything more to consider. And can we see this is good? This may just be good. This may just be good for black, for white, sorry. This may just be good for us. Oh damn! You know, I can't believe I didn't do this. Sorry. Second. Did I type it correctly? Yes, I did. Nice. Okay. There's 300 points of difference between them. I think a 1900 has beaten the 2200. So, I mean, if there's going to be any chance, like let's say black gets a winning position. If there's any chance for white to survive, white has to wait till the end game. Hey, you're very much welcome, because that's where most of that happens, right? Yeah, I stream on both Twitch and YouTube. Exactly, yeah. So I'm using Restream.io to stream on. You know, Twitch recently allowed it. At first, you couldn't multi-stream, but Twitch recently allowed it. There was a condition, though. The condition was it doesn't have to be at the same time, something like that. But as you know, I'm not a partner, so it doesn't affect me as much. Can I have my YouTube link? That's it. He does go for e4. And the knight should go to e7. Interesting. And then we're going to get castles for sure. So, is our plan f4, f5? Sliding the queen over. Knight is also like the way white can just let's just do random moves here, right? If you can like imagine, again, pushing here might be a mistake, but if you can like imagine this whole scenario of like pieces jumping into the fray, knight coming in, this could go south real fast, right? This could really go south real fast. This could really go south very fast. Exactly. And here is where the 300 rating points might make a difference, because if white is the one who's winning, that's a different thing altogether. Wafa Hamida or Hamed versus Fadi Marco. Oh, the amount of Sicilians we've seen, I just thank God we didn't have another Sicilian. I'm already tired of seeing the Sicilians. Okay, so we have an English. I play this line sometimes, but I often go for this funny idea with like bishop goes in here, f4, f5, f5, e4. It's not a good idea, but I don't know. Whenever I see like a fianchetto structure, I want to either push f4 or I want to push e4. It's just something that I'm hardwired to do. I don't know why. It's not a good thing, but it's something I'm just usually hardwired to do. I often like to go for such ideas, though I know that it's not always right. English reverse Sicilian. I thought the Dutch is the reverse Sicilian. But I hate the Sicilian. It's one of the reasons I stopped playing e4. I just hate it. Though now, I mean, I have the perfect counter to it, I guess. I think this is just the perfect counter to it. Straightforward. Where does this knight want to be? Here. Straightforward, no thinking, very simple and straightforward. The knight wants to be here, but it can't go there now. If not for this knight, we could have got a Maroczy bind with this guy and then go f4. But we have to play the position as is. Very annoying position. Pawn 9 to d2. Is that like why is he transfer? Oh, because now you still can't go there. Yeah, he did play bishop to b7. We may get rook here, and then later on the knight may transfer back. Actually, the knight may not transfer back. We may just simply get this to kind of try and hold the position. You could also do this, but this completely gives up this square. And though this is also not correct, like I said, it's not correct. So don't play it. I never said play it, so don't play it. Okay. That could be the plan. Oh, he just paid 90 for nice. Top move here is f6. You want to hold on to the pawn. Now this guy is looking very bad. Sorry. This bishop really does not have a life. Aha. We could still play this move. I know it's e3 we have to look out for. E3 is the move we actually have to look out for. F6 is very obvious and necessary because your opponent can remove the defender with bishop takes. So F6 is a very simple move. I think what maybe Black may be thinking about is, do I want to do it with this? And that may be what he's calculating. Wait, what? Sorry. Rook b8 is what we got. Which signifies that he actually wants to play this one. If anybody loses from the trade of these bishops, it's going to be white, because that's a key part of his fianchetto defensive structure. So I won't be shocked if we see this move very soon by white to just lock up the position. Again, it's not an advisable move. It's not an advisable move because of the lock it does here, but yeah. Let me get a cup of water. By the time I come back, I'm sure white would have made a move. Give me a second. Back. Really? No move. Could be this. Could be this. But it's white moves. I'm expecting this. Like white could definitely go back. But this is also not good. In as much as you're able to trade them up, it's not good. This is also another move. But the whole point of it is you're trying to prevent the trade of these guys. So even in this position, this move still exists, right? And now there's a target. And if you do trade, like I was mentioning, this may actually just favor black because of the weekend squares. Go. The good news about this whole thing is that black does not have a light squared bishop. It's still going to be fine. Oh boy. What does the engine say here? Bishop takes c6 or e3. Those are the two moves. How can you participate in this? It's too late. This is an over-the-board tournament. It's an over-the-board tournament. It's held yearly in Africa. The host country is often announced, I think, the beginning of the year or ending of the year or after, beginning of the year, right? And whenever you hear like the host nation, the link is released and then you can register for it. But at this point in time, it's quite late. So just keep your eyes peeled. Any once in a while, I can just drop around the stream and ask if there is any information on 2026. I'll let you know. Last year was held in Ghana, and I was at the venue. I did not play because I know if I played, I was just going to repeat myself. But I was called forth as a streamer to cover the event. Still on the channel, you can check it out. Hey, no problem. But taking is not something I really like. Why would you allow this? You're welcome, Hannibal. You are welcome. I still don't understand why the engine recommends a move like this, especially considering the weaknesses, right? And it's like this position is just fine, like they're drawn. Obviously, I want to see their next move and see if any of what I was thinking was in their calculation. It makes me feel confident about my own calculation. Because these are like 2300s. So if you're able to at least guess the ideas they are going for, it's very encouraging for you. So I'm very interested to see what white is going to play. I would hope that white would play before I just move. Because I can move just now. Chloe, welcome. Thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. I don't often bring this up, but I do have a Discord. Notifies you when I go live, so on and so forth. Come on, Fadi, give me a move. Give me a move. One funny move I've been playing a lot often these days, let me just show you, is this. I've been loving this idea for a while now, like not in this position, but just moving the bishop back. It's something I've been doing quite recently and it's very funny. It's always very funny when I do it. I have some daily games going on. Okay, no moves. Next game. I really hope you would have made a move. This looks like, oh boy. Closed Sicilian. Okay. Okay. I don't know if this is all theory, but the movement of the pieces seem to be naturally flowing. Oh, okay. I guess the point is, if we move in black. I'm guessing the point is you can open ideas against your opponent. Then that means the wrong move to move. We're going to come in here and target this side. That's what I'm guessing. The bishop, the queen, and the rook's potential attack of the king side. The queen side is possibly why the engine supports this position for black. You can play weakening moves like h4, h5, h4, h3. And those may help you. Once again, I want to see the next move. You could also save the knight like this way with his black move. Think about this better. Still keep thinking that white's moving further. Actually, black was moving best. Let's just quickly drop back and see if the move was made. Still no decision has been made here. Oh, okay. Now the engine has actually reconsidered this move and has actually considered a4. It still considers this move. At first it considered this and then this, but now it's actually considering a4. That's actually interesting. Aha, so like I said, the rooks are going to come up to this diagonal, if this file if possible. Maybe not here, but we're definitely going to see some ideas being played here. Knight takes is completely fine because he has b5, b4. Mm-hmm. We have another Sicilian. Alapin, nice. Stop all Sicilian games with the Alapin. Sorry if I'm yawning a lot, I'm just tired. Okay. I've drank 3 cups of coffee, but it's not doing any job. Something doesn't flash to my eyes. Oh boy. Focus. Okay. D4, knight f6, c4, okay, well. Okay. This is a different Indian, King's Indian. I know this idea, but not in this line. Let's see if that's what he does. Okay. If he went h4, then he was going for the exact same idea. Mm-hmm. Every time I'm thinking about it. Let's just speed through the games while I try to. Wouldn't this have been beneficial to him, or there's a line I don't know here? Could be. Hmm. Another Sicilian. I am not in the mood for Sicilian. Let's check out what Michael Vincent is doing. He's playing as black. We have e4, e5, knight, knight 6. We have an Italian, not a 4 knights. Sacrifice the pawn. First sub-Saharan player on board 7. Yeah, I briefly looked at this game, but I didn't really see much because my brain is not functioning. Oh boy. Wins the tardiness. Wait, what? This position is reminiscent of something I've been studying. Oh, it definitely will. It definitely will. Especially from the whole COVID era up until now, pop champs, so on and so forth. It definitely will. And even in, for example, in Ghana, where chess players are quite few and not so much consistent, right now we are getting a lot of like people who have interest. Like the tournaments in Ghana are increasing, albeit most of them are not freely rated, right? But there are more chess tournaments, there are more chess players because now chess is more accessible. Chess clubs are more accessible. Chess groups are more accessible. So yeah, like you see, like you're saying, they need more opportunities, right? If we can pick 1 or 2 players or 3 players and support them, we could actually get, like, for example, for Ghana, our first grandmaster. As far as I'm concerned, Ghana has or has never had a grandmaster. When I heard that first, I was like, I'm going with Ghana's first grandmaster, and I was like, nah. At this point, the way the studies is going, I don't like it. And the damn Sicilian players. There are more moves here. Alright, Michael Simpson is in trouble because of these 2 pawns. Connected pass pawns. Oh, I mean, one could be traded off, but as it stands now, they do look. Oh boy, my mind is not focusing. In an hour's time, I'll just, it's almost an hour. In an hour, I'll take a 5-minute break just to rest my eyes. When I come back, I should be able to analyze the. I'm struggling to analyze the position because I feel sick. So why did you stream, bro? We need to get the news out there that chess is being played in Africa. Oh boy. And the selfish one is if I don't stream, nobody follows the channel. Right? A bad idea is creeping into my mind, and I'm trying to tell myself that it's just a bad idea, but for some reason I'm still thinking about it. What's the idea? Right? Oh, we still have, okay, go and move finally. So what was played here? Okay. So all the moves we recommended were not played. E3 was not played. E4 was not played. Bishop take was not played, and then A4 was not played. Instead, he goes knight to E4, and the question then becomes why? Is it just to open this guy up? It could be, but then the opponent quickly plays F6. So F4. Oh boy. Let's see Bassem's game as well. As always, there's always some reason. Wait, so we did get this trade. Knight takes bishop, yeah, because at this point, I think it's clear. So here D3 is the move I'll recommend. Still risky though. Still a very risky move. D3. Oh, he's playing white today. Does he do what I hope he does? He does. Okay, we can look at what? E3 is often just fine. This puts you in a I don't like this position. Like I get why he's doing that, but I don't like this position. He doesn't actually play a London, he plays a Jubava, which is quite interesting. Boy. Give me a second. Let me check this. Why isn't it doing what I wanted to do? Come on, do what I want you to do. Okay. So guys, I'm going for a short break so that I can rest my eyes a bit. I'm dozing too much, which is normal. I'll be back very soon. Okay, I'm back. I had a bit of a shut eye. Now we can focus a bit. So where were we actually on before I started building? Okay, let's just see what the other games have gotten to for now. Okay. So in this position, the engine prefers Bassem. Whoa, wait, how? Ah, I think that's the case. You have this check. So you have a check, right? And after your opponent responds to the check, you do have this move. So you can't actually play pawn push. I'll just figuring out why the pawn cannot move yet. I think maybe even still coming with this move. That way you can, yeah. So I think it's a slow move to get to this side. Or we are simply going to play this move. It's the same thing. Same thing. So the plan for white is to play bishop to f1, I think. If the opponent gives him the opportunity to do so. What happened with Bilal? What happened with Bilal? Okay, yes. So the rook waits. We've got pawn push. Knight jumps back. Bishop to b2. Bishop to b2. Queen comes in trying to force a trade of queens. Did we get a trade of queens? No. He declines it. Knight is developing forward, but there's no real forward motion for the knight. Let's of course you try and push some of these pawns. But I think the real option is to open up the rook. Castle kingside, rook comes in. I thought straightforward you try and go for the trade of rooks here. Like setting up the rook, I thought that would be the move, but okay. We had knight d5, 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 e takes d5 from left field. Yeah, but you can definitely get that pawn back, so it's not, yeah. And now with a move like queen takes, you do have the option of pawn push again. That's trying to open stuff up against your opponent, right? But he took knight takes, which opens up this square. Now this is the only way for the queen to defend it, which may mean that we may play rook a to e1, f5, f4. It's too slow, so I don't think it's that good. When moves take too long, but they have like a very good attacking option, but like they take too long to be set up, like the opponent can make meaningful changes within that time. Wait, f4 is completely fine here. F4 is one of the moves I was talking about. So there's no need to bring the rook here. Okay, so I was thinking 3 moves, but just 2. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. F4 makes perfect sense. Now let's jump up. Let's jump down. Look at Michael Simpson's game, right? He was in a very bad position. Now let's look at this one. I was going to clock malfunction. C5, knight C3. Okay. I'm not familiar with this. Bishop goes back. If anything is happening here, knight coupled with pawn push is what. Or maybe not even knight here, just pawn push. Takes, knight takes. If knight takes, queen takes. Castles, and then we can think about what to do from this point on. Oh, this is good. Is it there still showing? Wait, what up now? Okay, Abdel. And now that's Sicilian. We have a sort of like reverse Alapin. Open. Okay, so he locks the position up, so the light red bishop has nothing. I still don't see why this is so good for white. Trade of bishops, rook infiltrates. Rook to b1, preventing the pawn from coming. What? And now we can just, yeah, so that pawn is just dropping, right? But he doesn't take it. The patience is interesting. But I think most people would just go take, right? Oh, nice. So basically he comes in this way and gives opponent a choice. Either you come back and defend, or you just simply give me that pawn and I can invade, right? I can even like come in here, force a trade, and then invade the position. That's I think that's sort of like the option that he's giving his opponent here. And his opponent, I think, bites. And it's like, I don't want to play passive, right? But then he ends up getting a very bad position here. He may even just be losing here. I think maybe what he thought would happen was this. No, actually, my calculation is wrong. Yeah, I was wrong. I don't know. That's possibly the idea he was going for. It's never a good sign when you start playing like this. Can we just give this to our opponent? And after we take, then we go in this way. All this could be fine. No timer. Let's go back. No move has been played. As much as this is winning, this pawn is passed for your opponent, so you can't get overly ambitious because then your opponent just promotes. Of course, the rook defends here, but if pressure piles up on the rook here, you don't want to do that. So that's the move. White is definitely winning here. What I'm not completely sure of is if White can use the rook to abandon, like White can let the rook abandon the 2 pawns and rather focus on weakening the queen side, right? That's kind of like the idea I'm looking at. And then if there's ever the need be, the rook will just check from behind in order to deal with the pawns. Like, I would love to play this move, but I don't like how my opponent can just start doing this. So I'm looking at something like this first. And the point of this is, if this guy tries to move too far, this pawn can deal with it, like the defending pawn. So this rook is able to like work. I don't know. It just feels. Let's say we need 1, 2, 3, 4 moves, right? Would we rather want to like deal with this side before coming in here? I think that would be the better option. If we can isolate all the play to one side of the board, I think that. But first, you definitely want to start with this to control the pawn breaks. Your opponent does this, you can just simply play something like this, or try to come to the other side. That way, if your opponent not easy. In case you're wondering, the two moves the NGH recommending is G4 and then rook to A1. Rook to E1, I don't so much understand. G4, I very much understand. I mean, the only problem, one of the main problems preventing this pawn push is the position of the king. So I wonder if like black is considering this move. Because let's just make a random move for white. Now, if you go in this way, we don't have the intermediate check, which prevents us from losing, right? So maybe after this here, then pawn push, then you take and takes, right? I do think Bassem would be happy with this position. I keep making a mistake. I keep forgetting that Bassem is black. I keep talking like Bassem is white. What? Okay, knight to e4, but the f6, rook to c1. Huh, a4, e5 is now looking like a plausible move. Queen to d7, we are having some maneuvering going on here. h4. You can imagine that this diagonal is going to get weakened very soon. Pinning the knight. Is the ambitious move going to pay off? Or is it going to collapse in its face? Right now, there is... Okay, I don't know if he would want to try this, but now, I mean, this is definitely something that can happen. Yeah. I don't know how good of an idea that is. It may not even be a good idea. First off, because like now I think you can do this move, right? And the whole idea of like trying to weaken this diagonal doesn't make any more sense, right? I think possibly his whole point was he could get in here, force this guy back, and then maybe eventually like get the knight into position. I don't know. I'm guessing this may have been what he was thinking, but and he probably miscalculated this whole line, which is why I like wanted him to lead with this. But to play this move means you've completely forfeit this whole idea, right? Oh, we did get knight c to d4. Nice. Indian stop move is to send the knight back, which is not good. Like at that point, you are admitting that you messed up somewhere. You may have to make that move, but you are just admitting that you are just like messing up. Knight to d2, which the engine is recommending, is a very funny move. Knight to d2 is a very funny move. Again, not because I see what it does, it just doesn't like really. What's the point? Like, what's really the point? Ideally, like, you would want to deal with the problem piece, which is this knight. But as I'm looking at it, this just clarifies his position, and the attack is just more straightforward, right? So you wouldn't want to go for this kind of idea. This is just not helping. Like, black is, this is not helping white. White is just not looking good in this position. White lacks space and all that. If I'm not exaggerating, possibly f5 is the move at some point. If not g5, which would be the craziest of them all, right? Especially if it worked. Especially
the lights go. I can't see it.
like, what can we do for white here? Because everything that white can do is being stopped. Then again, I really don't know exactly how black is going to. I'm recommending g4, g5, but I don't really see the whole way out. This is one of those, I know my position is good, but I'm not so sure exactly like how I can win it. I need white to make a move. Okay, after the engine has stopped for a bit, it's changed its mind. It's no longer recommending that the knight goes back. It's now recommending that the bishop goes back, which I think is it may be okay, but for me that's like an admittance of defeat, because like if you do this now, f5 becomes plausible, right? And I have been thinking about, like, can we play f5? And the only reason why that doesn't make any sense now is simply because of the bishop. So to go bishop to g2 opens you up to a very dangerous attack. And then the next good move that I recommend is to come this way. And we've already looked at this, how that your opponent can just take if he wanted to. I think it was knight takes, and then this move. This is what I was kind of like looking at. Take, I don't know. So that's kind of like the idea I was looking at. I just want to see a move from white. If white takes too long, we'll move to another game, but I really just want to see a move from white. So this I'm using this PM chess. Chess.com I'm 1800 rapid. Chess I'm 1900 rapid. FIDE I'm 1600 rapid. Classic, I'm sorry. Those are my ratings. Welcome to the stream. Ah, boy. He's been thinking on this move for a while. Like, I really wanted to know his name. I wanted to know his move. Thanks. What happened? I don't recognize this game. Okay, I do recognize this game. Yeah, and in conclusion, the engine didn't like this position for white. After takes, queen comes back. Yeah, I remember now. The opening up of this position. The F4 is a move we looked at, but then yeah. Okay, so everything I think we spoke about, maybe I didn't speak about all this, but I spoke about how quickly black can open up an attack. Knight jumps back, you can just play b4 here. You don't really need to think about it. Maybe not, maybe you have to play the bishop back first. It depends on how serious you rate it. If not, then you just go bishop takes. After pawn takes, then you can go pawn push. Or, I mean, if we get queen takes, I think this move is just fine, right? Wait, what? He did trade off, then went king h8. Because of knight takes knight takes h6, fine. Rook comes in, so white is also going for an attack, while black is also going for an attack. Queen comes back. The aim is to try and defend against the attack that white is brewing up. Is he trying to sacrifice? Like, how would this sacrifice work? Rook takes, pawn takes, knight takes. Knight takes, pawn takes, rook takes. I think that's how it works. Let's allow it to work and see if that's actually a checkmate, right? Let's allow it to work and see if that's actually a checkmate. Oh, it's now white to move again. I'm just trying to see if this works. And if you take it, no, sorry. Knight takes, and if you take, that should be checkmate, right? But again, the condition is that you take. The rook move allows him to run away. Actually, I think right now he's almost forcing a trade of rooks. If you want to, that's background checkmate. So maybe you have to like move. And I still think moving allows this move. In which case you may have to sacrifice this. And I think you go rook takes. I don't know. Looks good for black. But every time I'm eager to see a next move, they never move. Oh boy. What game was this? This is the Alapin game, right? I think this is where we got two. With the way the pieces are coming off the board, this might just end up in a quick draw. Unless something interesting happens. Hmm. Okay, can't figure out the solution. Let's move on to the next one. Wait, what? Okay. This position I have seen before. That's two very scary pass pawns for white. But how does white progress? This knight can't really move for free. The way it moves, this guy's in trouble. Come on. Okay, I remember this one. Bishop has to come back here. Manual castling. Interesting. Is Simpson doing well? Okay. Is he doing now well now? So it was under pressure. Wait, what? Oh, it now makes sense. I mentioned this, but I didn't take note of it. Yeah, white, according to the engine, is in a better position. In other words, whoever white is has the chance of beating Basem, which is going to turn the tournament on its head because now anybody can win. Now, I mean, he has been in such position before and he ended up drawing it. So after the long think he had, he's played the move rook to b6, preventing this intermediate move that we spoke about. So I still take with the king, so it's not plausible. I don't know why I keep thinking about this, but it may be bad. We may need this c5 square, this d5 square, in order to bring the rook here to defend or to block the position. Oh, how did we not get here? Okay, so we saw this, we saw this, we saw this, we saw this. F4, he did play F4. So knight to b6, I would trade immediately since now I know I'm completely fine. Yeah. Queen takes, bishop comes in, trying to pin. But we just bring the rook to defend. Then once the queen vanishes to that square, we can move our queen anywhere. Maybe queen to b4, targeting the b5 pawn, and then eventually getting f5 in the position. That is also completely fine. Yeah, create another target. Queen there, I don't get it, but f5 is definitely a move here. Yeah, so all that we predicted from the beginning that this idea could happen is actually happening. And in case maybe you're wondering, like, why? I mean, he was winning this from why didn't he just win? No, that actually doesn't help him because if we go for this is the position that ensues. So he couldn't have done that. Okay, he doesn't go f5 immediately, f6 immediately. He goes rook, and that's also, I mean, that's also fine because if anything at all, if this bishop ever gets in trouble, you're going to bring it back to a1. So he's not going f6 like I was thinking. He's rather going e6, making the pass pawn, which would be a very dangerous pawn. Okay, this just automatically allows e4, e6, sorry. Ancient recommended a very interesting idea. Rook e4. But I'm not, I mean, it looks very convoluted to me. It looks very convoluted to me. I think the idea is to bring the rook over to this square and launch something there. Really, it's not so convoluted. I'm definitely sure Bilal is considering this. Maybe this. I don't know who would actually consider this, but I think what would ring in your head is this, maybe this. Maybe not this, because I mean, this one you wouldn't play it until you are actually provoked with something like this. But other than that, I think this is the move. Wait, what? What? Okay. You better play king to h2. Skite, welcome. Welcome. I'm good, just a bit sleepy. So he did play this move. But like king here, I mean point received, but I think that what we're up to in the first, I don't know. F5 anyway. What I was thinking about F5 is that if you did play F5 here, this is what was gonna happen. But that's what I was thinking. Namaste means hello in Nepali. Okay. I don't know, I always thought it was that. What kind of language do I think Namaste was? What was it? Yeah, so I thought that like if you did play F5, this is what would may have ensued, and you would maybe have to play like this. And I thought this was just bad for black, right? But what the engine saying? It's saying that if you take here, nice stage D for reopening your defense here, and then you have these other defenders. Nice. But after the 9 moves, he sacrifices it. Finally, he captures. But now, at this point, I think it's just evident you might want to take, or maybe you still want to take here. Now, I think I'll still take here because of the future pressure here. Right, because like if I take here and you take, my queen has like squares to check you in. So though both may be fine, I'm definitely going for e6. F4 is a very dangerous move coming in. Yeah, this intended sacrifice is going to be possible. Okay. Rook to c3. Once again, the point being this. I don't know. I'm thinking something interesting. I'm thinking, I don't know if this works, but if here, then we can come in this way because if pawn push, then we take. You can take here, Rook takes check, and then the game continues. Um, hmm. Okay, you know what, guys? I have to make the hard decision to just end it here. Very sorry about that. Wait, was I never playing the music? I never played the music. Are you kidding me? Oh, yeah, that's what sleepiness does to you. Yeah, so I do appreciate you guys for being around, but I can't focus. I keep running out of focus, forcing myself to come back. But please do follow or subscribe. It does help me out. You can check out any of these links that I'm dropping up. It will help you get in touch with me whenever I'm streaming or anywhere else. I'll just recommend that please don't send me challenges. Like, I don't really like that. I mean, we can communicate and all that, but just for challenges, please don't. I may not even reply to that message. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you later.